The U.S. cattle industry underproduces for the domestic market. We simply don't have enough cattle to satisfy America's appetite for beef. And yet, our industry has bought into this counterintuitive argument that imports and exports are the deciding factor in producer profitability. We've all been told how we need to import a lean grinding product to mix with our higher quality trim to make ground beef, and how we export higher quality cuts that command higher prices abroad than what we can sell them for here, and how exports add value to every head of cattle sold in the United States. So let's look at some trade data, some real trade data from 2023, and I'll be doing some rounding to keep it simple. Now, the number one beef product imported from around the world was unprocessed frozen boneless beef, representing 34% of total beef product imports. We imported 1 billion pounds of this frozen boneless beef at a total cost of just under $2.5 billion. So the per unit cost of this number one imported product was about $2.50 per pound. Now, the second ranked beef product imported from around the world was unprocessed, fresh or chilled boneless beef. It represented 15% of total world beef product imports. We imported just under 500 million pounds of this fresh or chilled boneless beef at a total cost of about $1 billion. The per unit cost of this number two imported product was about $3 per pound. So frozen and fresh or chilled boneless beef comprise just under 50% of beef product imports. Now, this is the lean grinding product we're told we need to mix with our higher quality trim to make ground beef. And now let's look at our two leading beef products that we export around the world. Our number one beef product export is unprocessed frozen boneless beef. Yes, you heard that right. It's the same type of beef product we import. It represents 34% of our total world beef product exports. And yes, you heard that right too. The percentage of unprocessed frozen boneless beef imported is the same percentage that is exported. We exported just under 1 billion pounds of this product at a total value of about $3 billion. So the per unit price received for our number one exported beef product was just over $3 per pound. And now our second ranked beef product that we export around the world is, and you guessed it, unprocessed fresh or chilled boneless beef. It represented 24% of our total world beef product exports. We exported over 500 million pounds of this fresh or chilled boneless beef and sold it for about $3 billion. So the per unit value received for this number two exported beef product was about $5 per pound. So frozen and fresh or chilled boneless beef comprise just under 60% of our beef product exports. So let's recap. About 50% of U.S. beef product imports are frozen and fresh or chilled boneless beef, and we buy it for about $3.5 billion, or about $2.60 per pound. And about 60% of U.S. beef product exports are frozen and fresh or chilled boneless beef that we sell for about $6 billion, or about $4 per pound. So let's distill this down even further. Our number one and number two exports are the same type of beef product as our number one and number two imports, but our exports of that same type of product command about $1.40 per pound more than our imports. Now, where have we seen this before? That's right. Let's revisit our imports and exports of beef tongues. The U.S. imported 3 million pounds of tongues in 2023 at a total cost of about $13 million, which is just over $4 per pound. Then the U.S. turned around and exported 17.5 million pounds of tongues and sold them for $85 million, or about $5 per pound. So it looks like the importers and exporters, who for the most part are one and the same, are simply following the number one rule in the retail business: buy low and sell high. Our beef checkoff program tells us that U.S. beef is coveted the world over, and USA tongues command a higher price abroad. But we know we produce more tongues than we can use domestically. So why are we importing tongues? Well, the answer is obvious. U.S. beef packers can sell tongues in the world market for more than it costs them to import. They're buying low and selling high. But we also know that U.S. cattle producers don't benefit at all from this profitable import-export scheme that exclusively benefits the beef packers. And now here's the $60 million question. Are U.S. beef packers doing the same thing with frozen and fresh or chilled boneless beef as they're doing with tongues? We really need to find this out. And with that, have a productive week. I'm Bill Bullard with RCAF USA, the voice of the independent cattle producer in the United States of America. Goodbye.